Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. So inshallah we continue in tafsir Surah Al-Furqan, and tonight inshallah we start from ayah number Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وهو الذي مرج البحرين هذا عذب فرات وهذا ملح أجاج وجعل بينهما برزخا وحجرا محجورا وهو الذي خلق من الماء بشرا فجعله نسبا وسهرا وكان ربك قديرا ويعبدون من دون الله ما لا ينفعهم ولا يضرهم وكان الكافر على ربه ظهيرا وما أرسلناك إلا مبشرا ونذيرا قل ما أسألكم عليه من أجر إلا من شاء يتخذ إلى ربه سبيلا. Yeah. So as we mentioned last time, Surah Al-Furqan come from the word Furqan, mean the distinguish, the criterion, right? The ayat before, Allah mentioned about the criterion between people who accept Islam and who did not accept, yeah, and Quraysh. Then we mentioned about the way Allah SWT to introduce himself is by ask us to reflect about his creation. Last time we talked about the night, about the day, about the sun, the moon, and the galaxy, right? And tonight we're still in the same subject when he said, وهو الذي مرج البحرين هذا عذب فرات وهذا ملء أجاج وجعل بينهما برزخا وحجرا محجورا. بشر.
Assalamu alaikum. And it is he who has let free the two seas, one palatable and sweet, and the other salt and bitter. And he has set a barrier and a complete partition between them.
You lost your voice, Mubashir.
The surah again portrays images from the world around us, having spoken about winds, heralding rain and its pure water. Now it speaks of the great bodies of water, some of which are sweet and some salty, and how they do not mix.
Yeah, said وهو الذي that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It said maraja mean like merge, it's almost close to merge, mix, Bahrain, two ocean, right? Mostly between the river and the ocean, right? And then say hada, and this is fresh, you know, and this is salty and bitter. And the word this is, that means what? Both is close. If I said these two chairs, that means close. But if I said that is far away. So they are close and they are mixed. But how come? You know, if I bring water now in the cups, right, fresh water, and you put salty water, what will be the taste? Salty. And how come they are together? Right? He said because bainahuma, in between them, barzakhun, a barrier. But if you go there, you don't see the barrier. There's no wall. There's unseen barrier. So therefore, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala call also, when people die, where are they now? In barzakh. In the word of barzakh. Where? Nobody knows. You know, Moshe Dayan, the Israeli soldier, when Israel occupied Jerusalem, the first thing he did, he went to the grave of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Because it said the body of the Prophet, Allah protected, right? So he dig it. The phone is born because that body is in the barzakh, in the unseen barrier, where nobody knows. You know, when you come to the grave, the grave can hear you, but you don't see it there because barzakh. Barzakh means unseen barrier, right? So if you look at the picture, for example, you see that, very interesting. Is number one, this is like a miracle because Muhammad sallallahu, right, never see the ocean. He's from Mecca to Medina. He didn't stop in Jeddah, right? And also, this meeting between two ocean is not in the area where Muhammad sallallahu lived, in Europe, in the Red Sea, right? So the question, how did Muhammad know? Right? That's one of miracles. But for us, Allah going to say that whatever you try between the belief and the kafir, they cannot mix, right? Between the haq and the batil, the truthful and falsehood, they cannot mix. And also we as Muslims, so do not tolerate that, to mix, because the Quraysh of Makkah, they came to Muhammad. Look, Muhammad, let me not stubborn. You insist, God, let me make barter. Why don't worship our God 1 week and then we worship your God? Right, to mix, right? So Allah said, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ. Right? In the end, lakum dinukum waliyadin. When people ready to mix, that means what? They're not really sure. Why? If you are sure, why you want to be mixed with others? Or now, for example, look, I come when you have Eid, I will join with you. But you come to it and they have Christmas. They have Halloween. Right? You know what happened in South Korea? More than 100 people died. They have celebration Halloween. Yeah, there's big news last night. They was walking, and they come to the small food, and then everybody was ridiculous. People stem one another. Halloween, everybody was masked. It said some of them might be 10 and 12 years old. Right? So people sometimes said, man, it's only wood. Or, not big deal. Yes. In Islam, word have meaning. When you become somebody become Muslim by what? Word. Like Shahada, you become Muslim. You marry. Word. Qabiltu, I accepted nikah. There's a woman who's haram before you, become halal. Same divorce. Right? So, let we make on Halloween by someone. Why you put Halloween? Because Halloween is a pagans. Right? By joining it, that means you agree. He said the spirit of dead people come to our house. So he said, in order to not make them scared also, we wearing special clothes. Right? Yeah. So that's the meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked us, that don't try to mix. It's not work. Yeah. وهو الذي خلق من الماء بشرا فجعله نسبا وصهرا وكان ربك قديرا.
And it is He who has created man from water, and has appointed for him kindred by blood and kindred by marriage. And your Lord is ever all-powerful to do whatever He will. The human life that comes into existence through this fluid is far greater and more wonderful than life caused by rain. Just one cell out of a countless number comprising one drop of man's semen fertilizes the woman's egg to initiate the formation of the greatly sophisticated creature, man, the most remarkable of all living creatures.
So again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks us, to know Allah, to believe in Him, just look at where you come from. You have come from water, mud. That's the fluid, the sperm. Said when the man, delivered for the sperm is worth 3 million. Among the 3 million, only one become you, right? So therefore, in Arabic, the process is start from nutfah, alaqa, and mudghah. Nutfah. Nutfah is not sperm; it's drop of sperm. Subhanallah. Look at how the Quran used the word. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said man from sperm, with the 3 million, the woman can prick the 3 million. No, only one drop. Or two will become twins. Nutfah. Subhanallah. You never in the Quran Allah mentioned that created from mani. Min maniyin yumna. Right? Min nutfah. Only drop. A drop of that and make ovum. Then after 40 days, it's become alaqa. The word alaqa means hang. No, hang like this. Ask any doctor, what's the baby doing on that stage? They hang to the back of the mother. Alaqa means clot, blood. Right? And alaqa also in Arab mean connection. So Allah from the beginning, Allah wanted to talk about the nature of human being. Human being cannot live long. Right? If this is what people become crazy when somebody put in the concentration camp and he's alone, nobody talk to him. So people said before even they send people to the moon, one of the tests they put on for 40 days in the room. Because sometimes they saw, you are in the moon, there are no communication for a while. Does that mean? Right. And at first, look at when you just use your cell phone for one day. Look like you live in jungle. Right? And then mudghah. Mudghah is a chewing gum, like mother. So in this stage, right? If you eat, if you chew gum and you spit it, that's how look like the baby. And also alaqa mean also the leech, when you suck the blood. Right? Yeah, Dr. Kitmore, when he what you call, he knew the Quranic term, they was amazed. Because during Muhammad Sallallahu is somebody pregnant? What happened? I don't know. My stomach was small, became balloon. Right? Even the Greek, they understood how developing the baby. He said baby start from small and become big. You know, but not for Allah. So how did Muhammad know? Right? That is like thing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked us, after Allah asked us to reflect about the sun, the moon, the galaxy, the ocean, just look at yourself. You will find me there. Where you created. How the sperm and the ovum can become human being. And who decide is a boy or girl, right? I don't know. And then he said, Allah make it from that nasaban, lineage. Nasaban, that means the family from the blood, like your father, your mother, your brother. That's nasab. But also sihran, through marriage, in-law. In-law. And very interesting, Allah talk about Furqan. Furqan divided. And then the whole ocean, right? They cannot mix together. And it's happened. It's rare to find, right? People get wrong with the in-laws. Subhanallah. I have a funny story. It's a Chinese story. The a son live with his wife and his mother. So every time he come home, both of them complain. His wife complain about his mother complain about his wife, fighting. So he said, and of course he'll love his mother and his wife also. So he called his sister, but can you take my mom for a while? You know, and he said, okay. So took his mother, maybe about 6 months. And then his sister said, look, your mom's sick. We don't have good hospital here. And also, I am busy. You know. And his mother also wants to, mother sometimes, boring with the daughter, no want to see her son. You know. So he thought to his wife, he said, look, my mom's sick. Can we just bring her here until he better? Okay. But after sick, she have to leave. Okay. So his mother came. And 1 week she's okay. But she don't want to move. Right? So his wife, she loved her husband also. So she went to her neighbor. Look, I don't want to leave my husband, but also I cannot stay with my mother-in-law, right? I have to do something. We have to do. I'm going to kill her. I said, what? That's the only way. And the neighbor said, wait a minute. If you kill her, you will be in jail. Okay, I give you an idea. You have to kill her slowly. Nobody can notice. What? Okay, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow came back, he give a bottle. This is a poison. And this poison can kill her slowly. So every day, when you feed her or give food, just give 1 spoon, small spoon. Yeah. So when the police investigate, you can see no trust. But because you're going to die, you have to be nice to her. Okay, as long as she died, I'll be nice. So every day she cook for her, she talk to her, she serve her. So after, maybe 1, 2 weeks, her son was amazed because, you know, his mother always praising her. MashaAllah. She look like my dad and she's so nice. And his wife never complained also. Right? So after maybe almost 3 months, that's the time she's going to die, she feel guilty. Because also her mother-in-law so nice to her now. Everything came out, he asked her son to buy something for her. To buy jewelry, to buy this. Wow. So she went to her neighbor. Man, I'm sorry, I feel guilty. She's going to die. She was so nice. It's like my mother. I don't want to miss her. And what do I have to do? I said, don't worry, just throw that bottle. It's nothing, there's no poison. There's no poison. That's the good answer, right? Yeah. The Quran said, idfa billati hiya ahsan. Respond evil with good. Those who used to be enemy will become best friend. Yeah. ويعبدون من دون الله ما لا ينفعهم ولا يضرهم وكان الكافر على ربه ظهيرا.
Yet they worship instead of Allah that which can neither benefit them nor hurt them. The disbeliever was ever a partisan against his Lord. Every single unbeliever, including the idolaters who oppose Islam in Mecca, joins the fight against their Lord who has created them and given them shape and form. How can this be? The unbeliever is so insignificant as to stand in opposition to God. In fact, unbelievers oppose God's code of living he has laid down.
Okay. So after all that, after Allah SWT talk about ocean and before about the sun, the moon, and all these, about where he come from, وَيَعْبُدُ and then they worship beside Allah. That means, I'm sorry, are you dumb? You worship something no benefit you, not harm. That means you are too much. Because the Quraysh worship what? The idol, right? Do you know what people sometimes worship the trees, the idols? You know why? Because this God is easy. Ask them what the stone has to do. Oh, nothing. No prayer for 7 days, no fasting. They want simple. The same way they worship Jesus, he would have. So they want, want to go to heaven with easy way, right? Right. But in Islam, ibadah, worship means you show your love and obedience. Have to worship have to be love and obedient, right? And worship is not necessary you pray, you bow down. In Islam, worship could be you please your wife, for example, even displease your God. You please your children, even displease Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. You have daughter, for example, she want to wearing clothes that you can see. You can show a little bit here and here. As you cannot wearing that. Daddy, please, right? So now I don't want to disappoint my daughter. Even that's the meaning also. Right? The same, you buy the house by interest. You know this is haram, but I don't care. Right? That's the same. That's also considered ibadah. Because when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran that the Christian they worship their priest. So some Christian become Muslim now. He said, Ya Rasulullah, we never worship them. Rasulullah said, isn't when they said to you halal you follow, the haram you follow? I said, yeah, let's consider worship also. Yeah? Subhanallah. So therefore, what you call, also when you fear too much, that's also considered worship. Look like my life depend on that person or that job. If I get fired, I'm dying. I will not eat. That's considered worship also, right? So therefore, a man received letter from one of the king. In this letter, the king asked him to do something that displeased Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For example, kill somebody. So he asked the Sheikh, what do you think? This is our Amir, our president. I said, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can protect you from that king. But can that king protect you from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That means if you obey him and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punish you, that king can protect you? No. Right? Another story, one of the great Sheikh Abu Hazim, when he was making tawaf and after that he was sitting in the Maqam Ibrahim, the Khalifa came and he know him, he's very famous, very symbolized. So Ya Abu Hazim, Salni Hajatak, tell me what do you want? He said, I'm shy to ask somebody in his house. This is Allah's house. How come I ask somebody else? You know? And then when he was outside, said Abu Hazim, okay, we are outside. He said, Wallahi, I didn't ask the one who have it. How come I ask the one who didn't have it? I said, but he's insists. Anything before I leave. I said, okay. He said, save me from hellfire. What? I told you, you don't have it. Why I ask somebody don't have it, yeah? وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا مُبَشِّرًا وَنَذِيرًا.
And we have sent you, O Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, only as a bearer of glad tidings and a warner. God then reassures his messenger, lightening his burden. He assures him that once he has discharged his duty, delivering his message, brings to people good news and warnings, striking hard against unbelievers through the Quran, then there is no reason for him to be troubled at the unbelievers' stubborn rejection of his message.
Yeah. But try to fix your voice, not really. Okay, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ, I send you not except. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned here, what is the real duty of Muhammad? Only two duties. Said Mubashir, the one who gives glad tidings, one Adhiran, and warning. Because sometimes Rasulullah, he felt like, distress and stress because how come these people started? Also, said, it's okay. Your job is to compare the message. Tell them this Jannah, this hellfire. Right? You cannot even to give guidance to your uncle. Right? That's for Muhammad. For us, anytime Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us good news, warning us, ask us to do something, we have to pay attention. Anytime Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, or you believe, Allah call us. And to be proud, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls specific people. Right? And people sometimes misunderstood. When Allah forbids something, that means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala going like put us in prison. Don't do it. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never forbids something unless what? For our goodness. And everything Allah forbid, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give what? The way out solution. You have desire toward woman, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, yes, you can fulfill, but through what? Through nikah, through marriage. I want to have business, yeah, but not by stealing and dealing with the interest, for example. Yeah. So therefore, what you call, we as Muslim also have the same job like Muhammad sallallahu, because he said there is no prophet after me. I said who? We. So it's our duty also to do what? Mubashiran, get news. We have, convey the people. You hear something. Said balighu ani walau ayah. Convey from me even one ayah. Yeah. And also, when people do something wrong, nadira, you warning the man, don't do that. Yeah. قل ما أسألكم عليه من أجر إلا من شاء يتخذ إلى ربه سبيلا.
Say, I do not ask of you for it any payment, only that whoever wills might take to his Lord a way. God's messenger does not entertain any thought of making any worldly gain or profit as a result of people's acceptance of Islam. None will have to pay any fee or make any offering as he embraces the Islamic faith. All that he needs to do is to say certain words verbally, provided that he believes in them with his heart.
This is all the prophet. When they tell the people, said, say, I'm come here not for collect donation, right? To ask anything, right? For payment. I only what? Expecting the word from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is very important. Because when people talk to you, you can feel it. Is this talk from the heart or just from the mouth? Right? And also when we work for Islam, so before you do anything, is you have to correct what? As what's for it. Just to show that I'm knowledgeable. Right? And also very interesting, if you go to doctor, you need bring what? Money, right? It's not free. Lawyer, money. Go to the mall, money. Right? You need to bring money to masjid. That's free. Oh, no. This co had to pay. That club had to pay. You go to hellfire, had to pay. And then you go to Jannah, it's free. Subhanallah. Right? And he said, "An yattakhidha ila rabbi sabila." Take to his Lord way. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us different ways to go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? You are here today. You are in the Zoom. Listen to this tafsir. This is the way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because the hadith said, whoever take a path seeking knowledge, it means you go to path to Jannah. In Jannah, you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Serving people, that's also the way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Being upright, istiqamah, right? People sometimes, there is somebody became Muslim, his name Andrew Tate, huh? Andrew Tate, yeah. I become big news, right? Yeah. Yeah, we alhamdulillah welcome their support. Yeah. But don't, depend your Islam based on somebody, oh, this is famous, right? But because sometimes some people just took Shahada and then it's not really, right? Because, a man came to Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Rasulullah, please, tell me or teach me, but very short. I cannot memorize it. Very short. I said, Qul amantu billah mustaqim. Say, I believe in Allah and go upright, istiqamah, steadfast. What it mean? And prove it. Say, I believe what? Prove it. You pray 5 days after that. You avoid everything before the haram. That's the important. Prove it. Yeah. Enjoying good. That's also the way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Yeah. And also this meaning, Rasulullah SAW did not accept any payment, anything. But if you follow me, there's also this payment from me. You get it? So if somebody become Muslim, there's also I get credit for it. If you ask any parent, or Muslim parent, and ask, Dad, what do you want from me? Say, look, I don't pay, I don't want nothing. Just be a good Muslim, that I am happy. That's the payment of right? وتوكل على الحي الذي لا يموت وسبح بحمده وكفى به بذنوب عباده خبيرا.
Put your trust, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the ever-living one who dies not, and glorify his praises, and sufficient is he as the all-knower of the sins of his slaves. Everyone other than God is dead, because life comes to an end with death. The only one that remains is God, the living one who does not die. If we rely on someone whose life comes to an end after a short or long time, then we are only putting our weight against a wall that will eventually collapse, or seeking shade that will inevitably fade away.
Subhanallah. He said, put your trust or depend on Al-Hayy, the living. And he never died. When you have a case, you go to the court, you need who? A lawyer, right? That lawyer in Arabic called wakil. If he is what? Your representative. That means what? You trust him. You defend for him. Right? Allah also is our wakil. Allah is what? Wakil. Right? But what different? So when we hire a lawyer, can you withdraw? I don't like you. Can you? Yeah, because you're not doing a good job. I almost lost. For example, right? Okay. Can you do that to Allah? No. Or you depend, you put trust in somebody, and then the next day he died. You're waiting for promotion from this man, a governor. He have go high, and he gets fired. So therefore, tawakkal, put your trust, al high, the living, and the will never die. Subhanallah. So don't put your trust somebody that might be disappointing you, right? Like Mary. So when you married, said, don't put too much what expectation, because what you're going to be disappointed. Don't expect too much. Before Mary, you didn't. She was, not too much talk. After Mary, only she talk a lot, for example, or this and this, do something different, right? Look at the story, for example. Look at the mother of Musa. If somebody going to kill your baby, where are you going to hide it? You put it in the bucket in the water? That's impossible. Why did there's a whale, or animals, right? But because Allah, the one who asked her, so what? She put in front of Allah subhanahu. And the baby very indeed, but the baby was grew up and stay with who? The one who looking for him. All right? This is a good example. In the Battle of Yarmouk, Muslim only 20,000. You have to find with 200,000. Right? How would they win the battle? Impossible. Khalid bin Walid, of course, but don't misunderstood. Tawakkal is in the heart, right? But you have to do action. So Khalid bin Walid is very smart, right? Only 20,000, but he can make the enemy look like the Muslim double than that. You know what happened? So every morning when they start war, he changed the position. The soldier who was this way, put in this way. They thought, oh, they have new support. It's one of the way, right? Because tawakkal, somebody was driving a car and then he was hurried, and then he stopped in the parking lot downtown Seattle, and he just ran. He left what? The key inside. Brother, tawakkal. No. Take your key and close, and then tawakkal to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Rasulullah said, if you can tawakkal like the bird, bird? The bird in the morning, they're flying where? They're looking for what? Food. Do you know where's the food? No. But they have trust. He created me, he put somewhere the food. Yeah? Subhanallah. Yeah. But tawakkal is the word wasabbih bihamdi. Right? So when you do tawakkal, you have to do something. That means make lot what? Tasbih. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. Subhanallah wa bihamdi. These two words is said easy to say, but is heavy in the scale of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because by saying these two words, they didn't what? What does tasbih mean? You declare Allah perfection, that you are perfect. So therefore, when Imam made mistake, what do you say? Huh? Why subhanallah? Why does I start astaghfirullah? Subhanallah. It means even you are Imam, you are not perfect. Only Allah perfect. That's subhanallah. Include what? Include our decision. So our decision for you is also perfect. Don't subhanallah, you get angry, man. Why not? No, right? Perfect. وَكَفَى بِهِ بِذُنُوبِ عِبَادِهِ. Is he, the one who know the sin of his slave. That means what? Don't judge people. Only Allah knows, right? And don't feel also when you see people sinner that you are better than him. That's the reason. He said, "Fala tuzakku anfusakum." Never purify yourself, right? Sometimes there is a man who for 70 years never commits sin, and one night he commits sin, and then he cry all night. Allah sent a prophet on that time to tell him that Allah loved him more than before. Because 70 years, he feels something. Oh, right? But now, he put down his step, man, I'm good. Allah loved it when you always that I'm nothing, I'm dirty and all this. Yeah. Yeah. So I think we continue next time. So the conclusion we learned today, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala invite us again, how to know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through observing of Allah powerful, Allah creation. And today we talk about the meeting between two oceans. And also spiritually, that means don't try to mix between the haq and the batil, truth, yeah? Because it's not mixed. People sometimes misunderstood. Some people, they do corruption, steal money, and they go to Hajj. You know what I mean? Money is haram, right? There's what? Minus. And Hajj is plus. Plus with minus, whatever. Minus. Right? Because Allah tayyibun. Allah is pure except only the pure. Is the meaning. Then Allah asks us to reflect, to just look into yourself, to your life, where you come from. Right? Yeah. And the last one, always put the trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Especially in this time. A lot of things that happen, a lot of trouble. The only way that we can put our trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah? Okay, Bashir?
People have no idea how true the promise of Allah is. Put your trust in Allah and He will see you through.
But something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised not come immediately. Right? Musa alayhi salam asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to destroy Fir'aun. And Allah fulfilled after all 40 years. Right? Muhammad sallallahu he want Makkah to be clean from all idols. He had to migrate it first. And after 14 years, they come back. So the same, sometimes when you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, don't ask, don't, you decide, you want it tomorrow, for example. Some people, they make dua, like they order something from Amazon. From Amazon, it will come next day. It didn't come, what happened? You can get angry, but Allah, Amazon. Something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he delayed it for something very important. Yusuf alayhi salam, when he interpreted the dream, he said to that man who's going to be released, don't forget to tell the king, this innocent man in the jail. But the man forgot. So Yusuf had to stay years. You stay in jail is not compatible. Right? But Allah delayed that for a reason. Because if that man remembered it for the king and king released him, Yusuf nothing. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala released Yusuf on the right time. When the Egypt needs somebody to save them. So therefore he became minister, right? So Allah delay something for good. Right?
وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. And whoever puts all his trust in Allah, He will be enough for him.
There is a man, he was traveling, and he he do business, but he need money. He met somebody, he said, can I borrow money? And said, I'm businessman, but I need money. Right? And he said, who's the witness? He said, Allah. Who's guarantee? The guarantor. I said, Allah. The man between, I never hear somebody like this. So I give him 1,000 dinar. And he promised to return to him, right, the next day. So I had to travel, there's a ferry, like Dajjala, the river in Baghdad. So I had to ferry. You do business, you get business, alhamdulillah, get profit, right? But because of business, when he returned, the last ferry left already. There's no ferry after the next day. What I have to do? This is a true story from the hadith. And then he started wood. So he cut the wood. He put that money in the middle of the wood. He cut the wood and they tied like this, like this. And he said, Ya Allah, when he asked you about, witness, I said, you were my witness. Who's the guarantor? I said, you. And he threw it. And this man who loaned him money was waiting. The last ferry came. The last man came. Oh man, he cheated me. I lost $1,000, 1,000 dinar. And he started wood. That's good for cooking. So he took the wood, came home, he cut it, and he found it with the letter not. Alhamdulillah. So this man, the next day came, I said, I'm sorry, I missed the ball. This is your money. No, I got it. You got it? Oh, alhamdulillah. Right? But please don't try. Huh? You can try if you have trust like this man. This man, it was his trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're not really sure. Yeah. I know.
Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you have complete trust in Allah, He will provide for you as He does for the birds. They leave their nests hungry in the morning and return satisfied in the evening.
Like Rasulullah when he was in the cave, right? The enemy is in front of them. It was calm. Why? Because he did everything. He made preparation everything. That buttress in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah.
Then, when you have taken a decision, put your trust in Allah.
وَإِذَا أَزَمْتَ فَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ. Of course, before you make decision, you have to do two things. What's that? Make consultation first, right? If about your car, ask the mechanic. If you marry, ask about people who know, right? What is the second one? Consultation, and what's the second one? Istikhara. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? And then you press istikhara, and then okay, I'm going to marry. After that, they'll say, oh man, you think this is the right decision? No, hold on. You make decision, ask them in Arabic mean, hold on. Because if not, you will not make it. You continue. Right? Oh, no.
There are no sad endings for those who trust Allah.
Nothing. No. I was make everything, but look, it's not happen. Right? So not happen because if you trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will, but I know, maybe if I get it, it's not good for me. Like this brother, he's from India originally. He wanted to go study in Harvard, but he failed the test. So he went to Arizona and studied there. But he found Islam there. He said, maybe I stay there, study there. Because in that Arizona, the MSA very active. Dawah, everything. I didn't find Islam. Maybe I've done PhD in something, but I didn't find it. Yeah.
Constantly holding something in your heart against a person is a disease. Trust Allah and let it go. As the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever gives up something for the sake of Allah will have it replaced by something better.
Fun, right? This young man, he doing all this evil thing. He want to be good Muslim. He went to the sheikh. Sheikh, I'm a dirty sheikh. I want to be straight. Okay, you stay with me, right? But don't ask anything. I don't have nothing. The masjid study with me, right? So every day he just eat, dead water. This man has to eat, used to eat good, but after 1 week he couldn't handle it. And he used to steal, so he's very smart. So when the sheikh was praying after Isha, he went outside looking for food. In that area, in Basra, the house not like here. You can see the house from the roof. You're walking like this. So the first house, second, or the third house, smell something. And he went down. He went to the kitchen. Nobody there. And he saw in the pot there's the eggplant. And he looked at one. He cut it a little bit. But when he was trying to eating like this, stop for Lord, it's haram. I tried to repent, why I do it again. Stop for Lord, stop for Lord. So he threw it and put back the eggplant and he ran. He came back to masjid. When he came back to masjid, the sheikh was with somebody, old man and young lady. So when he saw him, he said, come in. She would like to get married. I said, Sheikh, I cannot even support myself. I said, don't worry. This is her uncle and her husband passed away. And he left everything behind, the house, money. You ready? Yeah. And asked the woman, you like it? Man, it's good looking. I said, right? So the akad nikah married and his wife now took him to her house. And he was shocking because first house passed, second house, the third house. Man, this is the house I just steal the eggplant. He went inside, he sit down there. His wife said, are you hungry? He said, yeah, I am hungry. And he went inside the kitchen and opened the eggplant. She screamed. What happened, honey? Somebody was here. They say, it's me. You? And he told her story. Right? And she was smiling. Okay. Then she mentioned this. Who give up something for the sake of Allah, he will what? He replaces something what? Better. Not just small eggplant, all this eggplant for you. Not only that, you have wife, you have house. But you have to trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah.
Not once did Allah say, worry about it or stress over it. He said, trust me.
Trust me. Yeah. Tawakkal Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right. Inna Allah yuhibbul mutawakkilin. Allah loves the one who tawakkal. You become tawakkal. Allah loves you, that's enough. Yeah. You put trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's enough. Yeah. Subhanallah. Yeah. Any question? Alhamdulillah hamdan ya fi ni'amaka fi masjid ya Rabbana laka hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhika wa adimi sultanik. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد أجمعين. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اجعل القرآن ربيع قلوبنا ونور بصرنا واجعله حزنا قشر همنا. اللهم ارفع عنا البلاء والوباء. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحانك وبحمدك لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. وصلى الله وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.